This is Business on NC Continental Prime. I'm Tolulokwe Adileru Balogun. Nigeria has announced that it will set a crude oil benchmark price of $57 per barrel at an expected 1.88 million barrels a day for its 2022 budget. The country's finance minister, Zainab Ahmed, disclosed this amid rising oil prices. The minister added that the new crude benchmark would lift Nigeria's current oil production from 1.47 million barrels per day to 1.88 million barrels per day as the global economy reopens for business. This reopening has seen crude oil prices rise to their highest since 2018. Nigeria relies on oil exports for more than half its budget and 95% of foreign exchange. The minister noted that the FG's spending could rise by 3% to 13.98 trillion naira. And staying in Nigeria, electricity power generation companies say that the country's available capacity had dropped by about 3,000 megawatts. The executive secretary of the Association of Power Generation Companies, Dr. Joy Ogaji, said capacity plunged from around 9,000 megawatts to 6,000 megawatts, adding that not all of the current capacity was being utilized. Figures obtained from the Federal Ministry of Power show that the highest quantum of power that was utilized in Nigeria as of July 6, 2021 was 4,370.7 megawatts. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, the firm that transmits power from generation companies to distribution firms, has on several occasions raised dust because distributors were rejecting electricity. And now moving to the eastern parts of the continent, Ethiopia is trying a new method of handling debt. The country is in the process of restructuring an additional $1 billion of debt as it seeks to free up funds to support its economic recovery amid the global COVID-19 pandemic. However, the plan to restructure does not include euro bonds. According to the finance ministry, restructuring the debt will provide a grace period of 6 years and extend the maturity by 10 years. Already $2.5 billion in principal and interest payments has been postponed for 5 years by commercial creditors under the first external debt restructuring scheme. The announcement comes after Ethiopia in January this year requested to rework its debt under the Group of 20 Common Framework, an initiative to secure debt relief for poor nations from all creditors, including China and commercial lenders. Now here's some more business news from here around the eastern part of the continent. A new rail project in Kenya faces further delays after the country failed to ink a 16 billion Kenyan shillings financial deal with France. The project entails constructing a railway linking Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Nairobi's city center and constructing a 5-kilometer meter gauge line connecting the airport to standard gauge rail terminus elsewhere. This means that the rail project, whose construction was initially set for August following a deal agreed between French President Emmanuel Macron and President Uhuru Kenyatta in March 2019, faces further delays. In addition to the rail project, the loan is also meant to aid the revamping of the old 17-kilometer railway track, construction of 2 airport stations, a terminal at Donholm, and an automatic fare collection system. Moving away from East Africa now, South Africa's liquidity position remains stable beyond June as the country's gross reserves increased marginally, though gold reserves slipped. The South Africa Reserve Bank said that the country's gross reserves ticked up 0.6% to $54.47 billion. That's about 778 billion rand in June, from $51.14 billion in May. The bank said the gross reserves were boosted by a rise in foreign exchange reserves from $43.88 billion to $44.82 billion due to proceeds received from foreign borrowings from the New Development Bank. And that's all the business we have for you on NC Continental Prime. There is more news coming up, so stay with us. I'm Tolulokwe Adileru Balogun. I'll see you at 11 a.m. West African time for Business Edge.